r/IDontWorkHereLady, episode 35. I work here but not for you. This isn't your typical retail story, since I work in construction, but I think you guys might get a laugh out of this. So I've worked for company 2 for about 3 years and our main job is putting down fancy looking stone blocks for high-end commercial buildings. About 2 years ago they moved me over to one of the local multi-million-pound house because they needed more manpower. The job was taken on by company 1 and company 2 was brought on as a contractor for the outer blockwork and tiles. Most of the work was finished when I started on that site, but the buyer was meticulous with pointing out problems, so most of the jobs we did was replacing old damaged stuff. The tolerance for all the blockwork was 1mm, as per the contract that company 1 signed. For anyone not familiar with construction, this is an insane tolerance to work towards and lead to some hilarious stories, which maybe I'll talk about if people are interested. A little more context, since this is a private building and technically a finished house, we didn't have hard hats, steel boots, or jackets on, so nothing to really identify ourselves. We basically know everyone on site by name. 2 years down the line, and I'm one of 2 people from company 2 on site. Enter the bigwigs. One of the main reason why this job was going so wrong was the fact they had management for management's management. Stuff got so disconnected that the site management didn't even come down to look what was going on, and so they didn't know us. The directors of company 1 came down to look at the job with some upper managers, presumably see how much longer this job was going to take. I was doing some grouting for a tile that I'd just replaced when the boomers walk in demanded I go clean up a mess in the other room. I presume they thought I was laborer, since I'm young looking and I had a brush in my hand. They walk off before I get a chance to say anything. I ignore them and carry on with my work, since it's not my job to clean up after anyone other than myself. 20 minutes later I've moved onto a broken tile in the room they asked me to clean out when the boomers walk in on me. They straight look at me for 5 seconds open mouthed while I move their equipment from one side of the room to the other. This is where the fun begins. Upper managers /DD, douchebag director /SS, shitty supervisor /SM, site manager /me DD, what the fuck are you doing? I asked you to go clean that shit up. Why the fuck are you just moving it to the other side of the room? Are you being funny with me, kid? Do you even want a job? Me, I don't DD, no. You've done enough talking. I've seen how long your breaks are. Just fucking move it out. Now. Me, *RAISING my voice. Look, I don't work for your company. I work for company 2, SS. Look, I know you don't work for us, but can you just clean it out anyways? Me, no. That's not my fucking job. DD, I've heard enough. You're fired. By this point, DD is red face mad me. You can't fire me. If you want someone else from company 2 you'll have to call my boss. I can get you the number. Oh, so now you're trying to be as smart as you? Get the fuck off site. I just pack my stuff and leave. I know he doesn't have the authority to kick me off site, only the SM can, and he wasn't there even on site, but it's not worth the hassle. All the while, DD is berating me on how I'm a terrible laborer. I'm packing up my tools, and he stops me from leaving, accusing me of stealing, but after I show him they've all got my name on them, he lets me leave. Somehow it didn't set off alarm bells that I have masonry tools. Would you believe they meet me down the path while I'm driving down to jeer at me and tell me how useless I am? Very professional. I drive down the road and park up to call my boss. I tell him the whole situation and how I've been kicked off site. He just laughs and tells me he'll be down in 10 minutes. I can take the day off. I get a phone call about 2 hours later telling me that it's been sorted out but not to go back yet. He told the management that if they want to kick one of his staff off site, that they need to call him. He'll still be invoicing me out to their company, but won't be sending me back until I get a letter of apology for the way they treated me. 2 days later I'm called into the main office to have a look at the letter that came in. It was a small victory, but it tasted sweet. He gave me a copy to keep, and he framed his own. I started work that day and got an apology from the SM and SS who assured me this won't happen again. Rumors started circulating but nobody really knew what happened until I came back to tell them and showed them the letter. We laughed about it for a few weeks. TL, doctor, even if you're a bigwig, you can't just order people around and generally be a dick. I got 2 days paid for sitting at home and a written apology for his actions towards me. Not the most explosive conclusion but satisfying nevertheless. I got yelled at in the laundromat. This is an older story from a few years ago, but I was probably 19, over 20 years old, and I lived in the ghetto part of town, and so obviously the laundromat was pretty crappy and run down, but whatever, a girl needs clean panties. Anyway, I'm sitting there waiting on my wash and this woman walks in, and she walks up to the bathroom and it's out of order and locked. She looked at me and went, "Why the fuck is the bathroom not open?" And I was just like, "I dunno. I usually just run to the 7-Eleven next door." Apparently she didn't like my answer cause she went off with a, "Where am I supposed to change? You're telling me I gotta run next door?" This exchange went on for a minute of her ranting and me just sitting there confused and not really giving a fuck. She left and someone else who witnessed the whole thing looked at me and just started laughing. She thought, "You were working here. I don't work here. I don't even study in this part." Bit short and weak compared to what's morally on here. However, I encountered my first ever IDWHL situation. Had to pop into university on Saturday just to renew some library books that I've borrowed. It was also the university's open day, where students choosing options can have a look around the buildings and talk to course tutors. The library is in the Business and Social Sciences and the Health and Medical Sciences building. I'm studying computer games development, so I'm usually based in the Computing and Engineering building. The only thing I know about the Business and Health building is from the entrance/exit to the library. Q confused mother asking me about a health degree. Please consider the volunteers helping out with the open day were wearing bright green t-shirts. I was not. Mom. Oh hi. I was wondering which room the mental health and social care degrees are. For my daughter. Me. Oh sorry. I was just here for the library. I'm not working on the open day, sorry. I'm not even in this building, Mom, but surely you know where you're going. I mean, you're here today and your ID says student. Get a grip, me. I'm sorry I can't help you. I'm not working on the open day, Mom. Why are you here? Me. For the library, Mom. So you know your way around then. Also, why aren't you wearing a green top? Me. I'm not working here. I finally get the balls to just walk off. Mom, don't you dare disrespect us. We've traveled all the way from London, you know me. Ask someone wearing a fucking green top. Mom, don't you fucking swear at me. Woman with a green top comes to talk to the woman. Felt sorry for her. I work here, but I didn't know. *English isn't my first language. Sorry for any mistakes. I live in a tourist area in a country with a lot of tourism. So yes, there are many tourists around all the year. I have always lived in tourist areas and I have the advantage of speaking 2 languages and understanding some more. I always went to the same supermarket, and every single time there are people coming and asking me, in English, German or any other language. It's weird because I never wear clothes that look like a uniform, but that doesn't seem to matter. And I, who am a kind person, end up wasting a lot of time explaining the different options, the brands of the products are different, or where are the products they need. Of course, not all people are friendly. I have my share of Karens and Kevins, a lot of them. This happens every damn time. I'm going to buy 2 things, and it takes a damn hour to leave. That's why I changed the supermarket. Same company, different location. On Saturday I had to go to the supermarket because I forgot to buy some important things, and, what the hell, is 3 minutes from my house. I went in, ran like a rocket for my things, and ran to pay, and the cashier asked me why I wasn't going to buy there. So I replied that it was because I wasted a lot of time helping tourists with their things, so I had changed location, and she replied, and now what are we going to do? If you don't come here, who is going to help foreign clients? You are so inconsiderate. Now I know why they all came to me. They were sent by the employees themselves, so it seems that I work there without knowing it, without paying me, and on top of that I'm an inconsiderate. Very logical. You work in a tourist area, you don't know how to speak any language apart from the maternal. Use a regular client to do your job. Mistaken as transit security. So I take public transportation outlet. Every day I'm at the station near my house. There's a subway stop and bus stops. The station spans over a busy road with a busy mall on one side and more of a residential area on other side that can be easily reached by a pedway. That area is a little more secluded and it attracts a lot of homeless people and teens just making a mess. The station has a single security guard who wears a bright yellow jacket that says security. He's just there for deterrence. If anything is wrong he can't even engage, he just has to call police. Now this one night I'm standing on the pedway waiting for my bus, like I do every day. I see there's some people throwing bottles and being little cunts down below. Don't think twice about it, since there's nothing I can really do. Security guard must be off on the other side of the station, since it's pretty big. In comes Karen, sees me wearing blue jeans and a dark red shirt, pretty plain civilian look. Somehow decides I must be security. Karen, why aren't you doing anything? *points down at the people making a mess me. IDK, what am I supposed to do? I'm not looking to get a bottle thrown at my head. Karen, I knew you trash security guards were a terrible idea. Wasting tax money on your salary, and you just stand there and do nothing. She continues to rant, can't remember what she said exactly. Honestly didn't want to hear her bullshit. I then interrupt her tantrum me. What the hell makes you think I'm security? Not wearing the yellow vest or anything. Karen, well I see you stand here every day, you must be security. Then she starts ranting again. Something about me being on my phone rather than doing my job. At that point I just walked away. My bus was almost here, and after a long day I don't feel like dealing with bullshit. Not a satisfying conclusion, but I'm completely dumbfounded how someone doesn't immediately conclude that someone wearing normal clothes and standing at a transit station is just waiting for their bus or train, rather than being some sort of security. I feel terrible for the actual security guard. He's not a city employee, so he has explicit orders to just watch and report, but gets constantly yelled at by assholes mad that he's not doing anything. Asked 3 times in one shopping trip. I went to the local Walmart one fine day to pick up some things. I had just moved, so I'm in jeans and a polo shirt and it's during normal working hours. But I made the apparently horrible mistake of picking a navy polo. It's completely plain, not even a pony or alligator or whatever, and certainly not anything like the vest with the flower thing the employees wear. It's even a really dark shade of blue, almost black. Anything more than the barest glance and you can see the difference. I got asked in the vitamin aisle if I worked there by a man as I was walking away pushing my cart. No sorry, I toss over my shoulder. I got asked in the garden depot as I looked for a US flag set to display at the house. I got asked again in the hardware area while looking for some bath fixtures. Now I've heard it. I had a regular t-shirt on underneath, so off comes the polo. The rest of the trip was blissfully quiet. The cashier who questioned my polo in the cart got the benefit of a good laugh as I told the story, showed her it was an old navy one, and put it back on at checkout. I learned never to shop there in a blue polo again, and we all lived happily ever after, except perhaps for the clueless customers that may still be there asking random people if they work there. No, I don't know where it is. Wholesome. I have to wear safety gear at work. If you set foot in the work yard you have to wear a vest or have some high visibility clothing. I used to put it on as soon as I got out of my vehicle and would wear it until I got home. I hated the dang thing because it was another layer of clothing in the infernal heat of summer, but it became second nature to wear it constantly if I was in work clothes. Cast, me, sweaty and tired old lady. I often stop at the grocery on the way home. Wearing the stupid vest I go in with my list. I was in the cleaning products section to get something and was startled out of my mission focus by an old lady. Where is the ammonia? I can't find it anywhere. She had to be in her 80s. Me, ma'am, I don't know. I don't work here. I saw your vest and thought you did. Sorry. I grabbed whatever it was that I needed on that aisle and went a couple more over for something else. When I was heading back by the cleaning aisle, I see her still searching for the elusive ammonia. Me, if I don't find it for her, she'll be here for an hour. Walk about 10 feet down and there it is on the bottom shelf. Grab a jug and head over to her. Me, hi. Excuse me, but here's the ammonia. Oh thank you. Sometimes it's okay to be mistaken for a worker and I don't mind helping people that don't act like I owe it to them.